Hey, guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. If you're enjoying my content and want to subscribe, go right ahead. I would really appreciate that. But yeah, this is my second video of the day. Probably by the time you're seeing this, it's around 8 o'clock EST, Eastern Standard Time. And as I promised from my other video, my update video, go check that out. This will be my second video. Not really on time. I said 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but it's gonna be 8-ish. So, excuse me, and let's get right into this video. So, by the title of this video, you're probably asking yourself, Flaming, either one or two things. Flaming, what the hell is Chernobyl? And I'll get to that in a second. Or two, well, of course it's not safe. You know that. You've paid attention in history class. And yes, I have. I'm a history freak. I know a lot about history. But, yeah. So, Chernobyl. What was it? It was a power plant, and a town was surrounding it. Well, actually, the town was called Chernobyl. And a power plant was in it, and it blew up, and radiation, leaked out. And the town had, 2 hours to evacuate. They had to leave everything. Everything. They had to take very little. Maybe, for the kids, maybe a couple dolls or teddy bears and stuff. They couldn't really take much. They had to get it there as fast as they could. So, they had to just get out. And, till this day, everything still stands. But the glass is broken. Everything's in, moss. It's like a creepy town. It's like a ghost town. It's exactly like a ghost town. So, this guy, actually I'm not going to post a picture yet, that'll be safe for a little while, but this guy, he went to Chernobyl, and I actually thought that was pretty cool, because, not many people get the experience to go to Chernobyl, because it's all filled with radiation, and during this video I found out that the power plant, they're building a huge, quote-unquote, tent. I don't really know what it's called, but sort of like a tent, where they're going to be putting that tent over the power plant where the radiation is still leaking out till this day. They're going to be putting it over the power plant so it will stop leaking radiation. So, it will probably be done, I believe, in the end of 2017. Hopefully, that will give us more experience or more abilities to research Chernobyl and what really happened there. How the radiation began, how it exploded and that stuff. So yeah, hopefully that is true, but I don't really believe this video is true because of a couple reasons, and I'll get to that later, but I'll explain what happens in this video. So there are 5 parts. This guy goes to quote-unquote Chernobyl, and he explores the whole thing. Almost nobody, unless you're government, highly respected government officials, are allowed to go there. Or scientists and researchers. Nobody else is allowed to go there. And this guy, he just waltzed into, Chernobyl from a company, quote-unquote company, which basically just gave him that. Reinhard, why? What are you doing? God, stop. I'm just gonna leave you alone, whatever. But yeah, back to the story. I sort of got suspicious because not that many people got to go to Chernobyl, so I got a little bit of suspicion. So, and just remember throughout this video, they had to, the people of Chernobyl, they had to drop everything, drop it and run, basically, to get out of the city. So, first, the guy went to a couple of, outer skirt, outer skirt places, or, houses. So, there were about, I believe, 4 he went into, and he basically went into them and went on. So, he found only, a couple dolls and stuff, and I was like, okay, excuse me, and, okay, it's sort of an outer skirt, not many not that many people lived there, so my suspicion grew a tiny bit bigger, but not that much. So he went on to the main city. That's where I started to doubt the video was real, because when you're in the main city, you have to wear like heavy duty like goggles, like gas mask, cloak to protect your skin so it doesn't like burn you. Wait, can radiation burn you? I think it can. Put that in the comments. I think it can. If it can, it can. But yeah, back to the story. This guy went into the main city and he wasn't infected or anything. And I'm gonna post a picture here, which I was talking about earlier. Right here. He's standing in front of a building where the actual explosion happened. That's the actual building. And that's where I snapped. I'm like, no, this cannot be real. He should have been dead within a few minutes of being there. In Chernobyl, like, a couple of hours on the sort of outer skirts, but the main city and the actual power plant, he should have been dead in at least like 30 minutes or something. But he walked out fine. He's still creating videos. That's where my suspicion grew. Like, I sort of have proof that this is fake. I can't really show video evidence, but because I don't want to get striked. So, here we go. First off, he didn't actually find that many dolls, which shouldn't have been. There should have been a lot of dolls because a lot of children were there because the families of the workers were there. And he didn't actually find, I think he found at least like maybe 100. And there were at least like, I don't know how many families. I'd say maybe 200, 300, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people were there and not that many like stuffed animals and dolls. So that's my first reason. My second reason, throughout the schools, there were like a bunch of schools because children were living there, obviously. There were a bunch of gas masks, and the people said the children had to learn how to make gas masks. That doesn't sound right. Children shouldn't be able to learn how to make gas masks. That shouldn't be right. So that is sort of like felt weird because I don't know if that's true or not. I doubt it is, but yeah, that's my second reason. Like, there were gas masks like scattered throughout the floors of the building. That sort of killed me inside mentally. I don't know how, but yeah, you know me. And my third reason is there was another person who supposedly went to Chernobyl. This is the one I actually believe. I'll post a picture right now-ish, right about now. And he supposedly went to Chernobyl, and he was all decked out in like gas masks, cloaks, goggles. Like he acted, not really acted, but like I believe he could have been like really in Chernobyl, cause yeah. And another reason why I believe the other video is fake. As I said, this guy should have been dead. Like, without any protection, he wasn't wearing anything except a coat because it's cold in Russia. Yeah. He wasn't wearing anything. He should have been dead by the end of it. He was there, I'd say, 6, 7, maybe 8 hours tops. He was there for a long, long time. He should have been dead by the end of it. Yeah. But that guy, I believe he could have survived. Like, the other guy, the guy was wearing a bunch of mask stuff. But yeah, I just don't believe it. I'll leave a link to the, I'm just gonna call him Fake Chernobyl Guy. I actually watched a bunch of his videos before. He's a really legit guy. He explores abandoned places, but this is one of his fake videos, I believe. And yeah, that's really all I have. So if you enjoyed this video, I really hope you did. I put a lot of effort into this. I'm just trying to get the proof and that stuff, so yeah. I think I finally got an editor, though, so I think I got that. I'll probably create an intro soon enough. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. You all have a great day, and